All right, so we are back with another OP04 card review video, and we're gonna get right into it because we're doing purple today. Now, in the last one, I think I was saying there's like four special card reviews, special cards, but my bad, I forgot about Magellan. There is five special cards. So there's Boa, Whitebeard, Law, Magellan, and Akainu. So this is just the OP02 one. Like I gotta say, I'm not a big Magellan fan, but this artwork is sick. Like I really am enjoying the special cards in this set. I think personally, it's probably my favorite ones. I did like the wanted cards in OP03, but I know not a lot of people were fans of those. But I wish they bring those back. But yeah, so let's get right into it. So, Doflamingo, this guy, I am 100% gonna play this deck. This and Rebecca is definitely what I'm gonna be tinkering with in this set. It's just like, first of all, the artwork on this card is just sick. But we're gonna move on because I already talked about this one in green. But set up to two of your Dawn cards as active at the end of your turn. Like really strong, and the supporting cards are really strong. Now, Crocodile. So, Crocodile is 5k power and 4 life. On your opponent's turn, once per turn, when a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck by your effect, add up to one Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. So, it's a bit of like it's purple yellow, but it's got the purple ramping effect. Now, how good will it be? I don't know. Like I feel like it's going to be really tricky to build consistency with the deck, and like have that going forward because you really like your ramping needs to happen really early game. So like I don't know how well it'll do, but it's got this nice parallel. Like I'm definitely going to collect this even if I don't end up playing the deck, but you can't really complain. Sorry. Um, you can't really complain with this artwork, with this leader. It's at least bringing something new, purple yellow. We haven't seen that before, but yeah, let's see what we got though. Iceberg on your opponent's attack, Dawn -1. If your leader has Water 7 type, this character gains blocker. So I guess this is I guess just more support for the Iceberg leader in OP04. I mean OP03. But I don't know. Is this playable? Like it's one cost blocker. I don't really see it being played that much. But I don't know. Like if it is just Dawn -1 and like especially towards the later rounds, like it doesn't really hurt to -1 Dawn when you know you're gonna recover it back later. But yeah, I don't know about this card. Crocodile. First of all, guys. First of all, the like look how badass he looks here, and there's an alt art, and this one looks sick as well. But just the way he's posted up like this, especially because you have the Dofi version, where he's also just posted up like that, like it's just nice. Like, uh, so yeah, 8 costs 9k. Like he's just sitting there just like the king, and like effect on play, Dawn -2. If your leader's type includes Baroque Works, add up to one card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. And on your opponent's turn, once per turn, Dawn -1, draw one card and trash one card from your hand. So it's I think this is a great card. Like you get to replenish a life, which purple does not do ever. So the fact that this is there, like, is really good. But it's leader locked. It's locked to Baroque work. So it's not like you could just run this in any purple deck. But yeah, like it's really good card. The parallel is nice, and yeah, Tom, this is probably more for Iceberg support as well, but 3 cost 4k, activate main, you may trash this card. If your leader has a Water 7 type, add up to one Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So, purple ramp for Iceberg. Banana Gator, 5 cost 7. It's just a vanilla, but it's from Impel down. Like, it looks sick. Um, and yeah, and Frankie. We get our first Frankie Water 7 card here. So I guess this is also for Ice Pops, but one cost 1k, 2k counter. On opponent's turn, once per turn, Dawn -1. And if your leader is water 7, up to one of your leader characters gained plus 1k during this battle. Is it playable? I don't know, but it is a 2k counter, so you will probably see it in some purple decks. Miss All Sunday, we finally get a Nico Robin alternate art. And this is a super rare, and this is the first Nico Robin alternate art in like one of the sets. Like obviously we've gotten some alt arts before through promos and whatnot, but this is the first one in the set, and it looks freaking fantastic. 5 cost 5k. On play, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. Then if you have 6 or more Dawn cards on your field, draw 1 card. So it's pretty good, and it has a trigger. Dawn -2, play this card. So it's it's a good card. Like Broke Works, Miss All Sunday, I think it's great. Now we get Miss Golden Week. On play, 2 cost 3k power. If your leader's type is Baroque Works, up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less can attack until the start of your next turn. That is kind of strong. Like one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less can attack. Like you will really throw off their attack sequence there. But the thing is, it's a trigger, Dawn -1. Play this card. So if you get this like in life, like it'll be pretty good. Will it get much play? I don't know. Don't know how consistent this will work, but yeah, there you go. Miss Valentine, 2 cost 2k. On play, look at 5 cards in the top of your deck, reveal 1 card including Baroque Works and add it to your hand. Now it's a 2 cost searcher. Like I wish it was 1 cost. I feel like that's pretty standard for a searcher. But it does have a trigger. No, not many. I don't think any other searchers have triggers in them. But it's Dawn -1. Play this card. So if you get this off of life, free searcher, pretty solid. So that's probably why it's a 2 cost. But yeah. Miss Merry Christmas. It's a blocker on your opponent's. Once your opponent declares an attack, you just put this one up, man. the mole lady. Yokozuna, 3 cost 3k. Marley, more support for ice pops. It's just a blocker, but on your opponent's turn, or opponent's attack rather, Dawn -1, return up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less to the owner's hand. So it's just a decent card. Mr. 2, Bon Cray. Now, if you guys remember, in the red card video, I was saying how you could see Bon Clay's leg in the Sanji card. And in the Bon Clay card, you can see Sanji's leg. Like it's, if you had like putting them side by side, like you get to see both of them, and like it paints like a full picture. Like super nice little Easter egg there. 3 cost 4k. Opponent's attack, Dawn -1. This character's base power becomes the same as the power of your opponent's attacking leader or character during this turn. So quite interesting. Trigger, Dawn -1, play this card. Like, gotta love Bon Clay though. Mr. 3, you know what I will say? He was super annoying at the start, but he did come through, and this artwork is sick. But 3 cost 4k. On your opponent's attack, once per turn, Dawn -1. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -1k power during this turn. Mr. 4, Babe. 5 cost 6k. On your opponent's attack, Dawn -1. This character gains blocker and +1k during this battle. Like, that's quite strong. Like, you -1, and then you just get basically a 7k blocker. Like that's crazy. Crazy good there. Mr. 5, believe he gets an alternate, and yes he does. 7 cost 8k. On your opponent's attack, once per turn, Dawn -2. You may rest this character, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. Pretty nice to get rid of a 4 cost character like that. Dawn -2. Doesn't have counter. Will it see play? It's a tough one. Maybe one or 2 cards per deck might make this work. I don't think it'll be a staple necessarily. Mr. 13 and Miss Friday, 2K counter, 3 cost 1K. So just for the fact that it's a 2K counter and it has this trigger, play this card, you're gonna get that. So like what's interesting, like if you've noticed, is it has a lot of these purple cards have like this purple effect where you can like minus Dawn and have some effects and stuff, but they also have triggers similar to some of the yellow cards that we've seen from the Big Mom decks. Like this type of trigger play this card, like yeah, you'll see that in a lot of other decks, but some of the triggers on here, like I feel like a lot of them are similar to yellow card type triggers, and it's interesting because obviously like you have the yellow purple crocodile here, so it makes sense. It makes sense that they're combining it like that. We're getting into the events now. Color's Trap. Effect, it's a counter, Dawn -1, and your leader character gains plus 1k. Then you can rest one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So it would be pretty good, especially like you're screwing with your opponent's attack sequence. And it has a trigger, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. So early life, can't complain there. And Nespalm Cannon. One of your leader characters gains plus 6k during this battle. Then if you have 2 or less life cards, add up to 1 Dawn from your Dawn deck and rest it. Pretty nuts. Plus 6k. That's really strong. But yeah. And then you get 1 cost event. Weakness is an unforgivable sin. Like you see Crocodile just menacing like this. Dawn -1. Up to one of your leader characters gain plus 1000 power during this turn, and then there's a trigger, add 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck as active. I feel like the trigger is a lot better than the counter, because just a 1k counter, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it'll be that good. But yeah, that brings us back up to the start here. So that is the purple deck. Personally, I feel like, I mean, I would like to try and make it work, but definitely gonna be trying with Doflamingo first. But yeah, some of the purple cards are a little bit interesting. Seems like there's a lot of support for Iceberg. Now the Doflamingo decks, they actually don't run a lot of these purple cards. Instead, they run the purple film package. So these purple cards seem like they're a lot more tailored for Crocodile. But never know what Dofi can do, because Dofi had a lot of green cards tailored to Doflamingo, and there's a lot of purple cards tailored to Crocodile, so it's nice to have that. But yeah, that'll wrap up this video, and see you guys when we do the black cards.